Hi, my name is Brittany Buckridge, and for the therapeutic craft I chose woodworking, and I chose to make this toy box out of wood that is also a bench, and it's hinged so that toys can go inside of it. I chose this because my son is 1 year old and he just started walking. He has a lot of toys all over the house, so this is something that is also very useful that he likes to climb up on already. Woodworking is not something that I normally do, so this was a little bit difficult for me, but my husband is skilled in woodworking, so he was able to guide me. The main steps of this project were, first of all, getting prefabricated wood. I went to Home Depot and was able to have the wood cut to the sizes that I was wanting. And then I started with the front and the back, and then the sides. I aligned everything and marked these 3 holes right here and was able to drill them together, so I made a rectangle. And then I put the back pieces on here because I had to make space for the hinges. So this wood, there is some in the back, and then I added these to make this back farther. Then I drilled this on after I aligned it to where I wanted it to be. And then after that, I was able to attach the hinge to the lid and then align this to where I wanted it, and then put the hinge attached to this rectangular box so that I'm able to open it all the way and close it. And there's also an overhang, which I really liked so that my son doesn't hurt his fingers. When making this craft, I found it a little difficult to align everything and keep it steady while I was drilling it. So I enlisted my husband to hold everything while I drilled. And also, I did not account for the fact that when I opened the lid, I needed that space right there. Otherwise, if this was farther down, the lid would not be able to open all the way. So I had to get some extra wood to make that extra space in the back that added like 3/4 of an inch of extra space so that this was able to lift all the way up. I believe that this craft is a great representation of my background, as my son is my pride and joy, and I made this specifically for him so that he could use it right now as he just turned 1 and also in the future. This therapeutic craft could really benefit a lot of people, specifically people that work with wood or that have a passion for woodworking. I feel that this craft could be done with someone that has a grip strength injury or range of motion. This also works their sequencing skills, so there were a lot of different steps to follow to make this, and that would require a lot of mental understanding of what comes first, because if you miss a step, then it's not going to turn out how you want it to. This craft could either be graded up or down and made in many different ways. To grade this down, I thought about maybe a teenager with a little experience, almost like me, but with less experience with wood. The holes for all of the screws could have been pre-drilled. It also could have been pre-marked because I had to measure everything to make sure everything was aligned. So the teenager could come in with everything lined up. Basically, they just have to drill it and then it would be good to go. Also, it could be graded up, for instance, with someone that has a lot of woodworking experience. Everything was prefabricated for me. Everything was cut how it was supposed to be. So it could be graded up by the person just being given the measurements, and they would have to cut it themselves. Also, I just sanded it a little bit, but maybe they would want to add a finish to it or details to it, which I will do in the future, but I decided to wait until later for that. But that could be something added to it that would make it be graded up more. Overall, this was a very enjoyable assignment that tested me. I am able to use this. My son has already used this and he learned to climb up on it already. So that is very interesting for me. But also it's a great storage, and I'm just very proud that I was able to make this for him and that he's able to enjoy it from now until it breaks eventually. Thank you so much.